Today's story isn't about war, politics, or the usual kind of tragedy. This one is different. It's older, stranger, and still unsolved. It takes us to a small cluster of uninhabited islands off the coast of Scotland. Remote, barren, windswept. The kind of place that feels like it was never meant for people. And maybe it wasn't. Because in December of 1900, something happened there. 3 men vanished, without warning, without a trace. No bodies were ever found, and what little evidence remained only deepened the mystery. This chilling disappearance has inspired books, songs, and even films, but even after more than a century, the real events remain a mystery. This is the story of the Flannan Isles disappearance. The Flannan Isles lie 20 miles west of the Isle of Lewis, in Scotland's Outer Hebrides. They're nothing more than jagged rocks rising from the Atlantic, windswept, treeless, and utterly isolated. But in 1899, a lighthouse was built on the largest of these rocks, Island Moor. It was designed to protect ships from the treacherous waters that had claimed dozens of vessels before. Manning the lighthouse were 3 keepers: James Ducat, the principal keeper, Thomas Marshall, his second-in-command, and Donald MacArthur, an occasional relief keeper. 3 experienced men, 3 lives tied to the rhythms of light, sea, and silence. But within a year of the lighthouse's opening, all 3 were gone. It started with darkness. On December 15th, 1900, a passing ship noted that the Flannan Lighthouse beacon wasn't lit. It was strange, but not alarming. Bad weather often delayed maintenance, and the seas around the islands were unpredictable at best. But when the relief vessel Hesperus arrived on December 26th, something was off. No one came to greet the crew. The landing station was empty. The door to the lighthouse was locked. When they finally got inside, they found an untouched meal on the kitchen table. 1 chair had been knocked over. 2 of the men's oilskin coats were gone, but the 3rd was still hanging on its hook. The fire was out. The clock had stopped, and the island was silent. The logbook revealed a series of strange entries. December 12th, severe winds, the likes of which I've never seen. Ducat quiet, MacArthur crying. MacArthur was known for his toughness, a former soldier. What could have broken him? December 13th, storm still raging, sea and sky awful, all praying, God is over all. But here's the thing. There was no storm recorded in the area on those dates. Nearby ships reported relatively calm weather. Then, silence. The final log entry was dated December 15th, and after that, nothing. There was no sign of a struggle, no blood, no bodies. Only a few twisted railings and damage to the western landing, where the sea would have hit hardest. The leading theory? A massive rogue wave swept all 3 men into the sea. Maybe one keeper saw trouble and went outside to secure equipment. Another followed. Then the 3rd, Donald MacArthur, rushed out without his coat to help and was lost too. But others aren't so sure. Some point to paranormal explanations. The island was long considered cursed by local sailors. There are tales of a ghostly figure in a black cloak seen wandering the cliffs. Others say the men turned on each other, driven mad by isolation, or that something else took them. The official investigation at the time concluded that the men were likely swept away by the sea. No fault was found. No foul play was suspected. But the evidence tells a more complicated story. 3 experienced keepers. A lighthouse designed to withstand the worst of the North Atlantic. And no definitive answers. Over a century later, the Flannan Isles remain uninhabited. The lighthouse is now automated, but sailors still talk of strange feelings when passing Island Moor. A sense of being watched, of voices carried on the wind. And somewhere out there, the truth still drifts beneath the waves. If you enjoyed this video and want more eerie stories like this, consider subscribing. Let me know in the comments what you think happened to the Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time.